Felix, Petersen, CEO of Amen, please enter the stage and amuse us with your cool stories. Once I experienced, this was 1 year ago, that you are a very inspiring storyteller. So after these kinds of introductions, you want to say something nice, or are you just fed up with this whole festival?
Not fed up. I came late, so I'm just starting to enjoy this. Is this loud enough? Can anyone hear me at all?
Can people hear us?
Whatever.
No, we have to. Okay, thank you for the feedback. You have to turn it up a little bit.
Much better.
Okay, and also on stage, Jörg, Rheinboldt, please, M10 partners, could you enter the stage, because...
Komm, Jörg, das schaffst du doch wohl noch, oder?
Okay, so Felix asked him, do you make it on the stage? Yes, okay, he's here now. Okay, because what we're going to do is, like in every Friday at 6 show, we also always have one pitch. So there's one guy who gives the best pitch of his life, and he gives some feedback. In this case, from Felix as a very experienced CEO, and from Jörg as a also very experienced entrepreneur, but now in his role as investor. And the one who is going to pitch now on stage is a guy who I had before. Then he had joined Pistachio. It didn't work out. Now he has a new product. It's called Might.do. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Anthony Barba. Anthony had a little problem entering the stage.
Oh no, it's you.
And this is
Anthony. Why did I not
What
know
a nice surprise.
You're a surprise for you. I think it feels for me.
The cameras are over there. Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. So, have you met these guys before?
I've never met either one of these.
Okay. So take it away.
Bold
give a pitch, and afterwards we'll have some feedback.
Like a real pitch, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We're streaming live.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So the pitch is this. Talk to me. This is the pitch. For the past few years, I've been studying the way people use calendars on their mobile phones. And what I've discovered in the past 2 years is that people don't input things into their calendar. They actually use the desktop and elsewhere to do the things that you're committed to do, like coming here today or appointments and stuff. What we then realized was that people needed a place to put all the things that they can't not commit to, they don't want to commit to. What they needed was a place, a second calendar, to keep all of their maybes. That's the idea behind Might. So what it does is, it tracks all of your mights and all of your maybes across all social networks, puts them in one location, puts it in one place. And then, because we have all of that, we then share that with all of your friends so you can see what their might list is. Good? Yeah?
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up?
Yeah.
And we also pull in your interest graph and give you things that you might want to do as well. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting both of you. Yeah,
please.
I absolutely love it. It's a great problem to solve. I think it's one of the sort of uncharted, less known holy grails that haven't been cracked. I mean, it's lightweight coordination. We're all using our calendars, but obviously it's not an alternative for the private life. There's literally no tool. Facebook events, maybe a little bit, but we're all doing this every day via email, right? We're all like, hey, you know, yeah, I might come later, and like, yeah, I don't know yet, dude, and like, let's see, and what are my options? And so this sort of converging, this funnel converging to an actual commitment, that path there has not been, you know, mapped by any tool.
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I wanted to ask you anyway what your next plan is. I think the connection with social graph or your social sphere makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I have to ask this.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you want to make this sustainable? Like, how do you want to get the money to keep this running over a long time?
Well, first, how does it grow? Like, how, you know, I mean, what's the growth engine?
All right, this is what we realized. We're talking to a lot of record labels, And we're talking to a lot of record labels. And the problem that they're having is that the record labels are stopping using Facebook because it's spamming all of their users. And when it's spamming users, people remove the likes, and they get away from those places. The problem that they're really having is that there's no frictionless viralness anymore. So by saying that you might go, the ability to amplify interest spreads. So we're getting interest from record labels to do that, and other events. So, but
if I use your app and I put in, I might go here.
Yeah.
How does Derek find out about it?
Well, first off, Derek would also be on Might.
Well, what if he isn't?
Then it shows on Facebook if he's using Facebook to his events. We created an event for that. Or if he's using Meetup, it'll go to Meetup or Eventbrite. So we don't want anyone changing any of their human behavior that they're constantly using. We just want to create one solid place for everything you might do. That just goes back and forth all over the place. So I think you're...
So even for small mights, like I might listen to this song later today.
No, what we're looking at is time and place and location, that kind of thing. Yeah, because everything else is a to-do list, and we don't want to go anywhere near there. But the idea is that when we're talking around people and say, oh, are you going to Friday at 6? Open up Might, you type in, and then there it is. You could see it already there, and you say, I might go. Now you have something on your radar that's not going to clutter your calendar. So that's the big idea behind that, is building the second calendar.
Any more questions? Because it seems like you're interested, but let's take it to the next level. So indeed, sustainability, monetization, scaling. Do you have any questions on that?
Well, I mean, I think with this problem, to me, the question isn't entirely answered. Is how does this grow, right? Because basically, there's been what was the company that just shut down that did the same thing? I'm trying to think of the name.
Plancast?
Plancast, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the problem is with this. You say, I need to be on Might. Of course, it's the old chicken and egg problem. Is there anything smart you can do around nudging people and saying I might be there with X and Y and Z, and I mean that's the kind of thing I'm wondering.
Yeah, first the two things about Plancast, that was really tech focused, and that doesn't have much. But if you look at the applications right now doing music, they have millions, tens of millions of users using their application. I think Songkick is one of them, right? They've got 10 million users. They've raised $10 million. They're doing okay.
But that's music.
But this is Might. I might go to Bon Jovi. I might go see... So it's taking all of these things across many places and saying, all right, here's a perfect example of places or Foursquare. Why would you have travel places, or why would you have travel Foursquare? And there are many businesses doing travel Foursquare. It's like, why would you use that when you could just use Foursquare? So my feeling is why would you use a music Might list when you could just have one for your whole life? So we're attacking the music segment pretty hard and dealing with record promoters to get it out there. So that's our growth.
Actually, a good point. I was in the cinema last week in England, and there was this Facebook app by Odeon, by the cinema chain.
Yeah, why would
that actually allows for, I want to see this movie with, who wants to come? Kind of interesting. It's
exactly. So what I've noticed is, theoretically, there's only two screens on the iPhone. You got the first screen, which is your native applications. You get the second screen, which is your social applications. There's no third screen on iPhones, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put all those other things to the third and the fourth screen and combine them in one application, which is called Might. So that's our biggest competitor is actually iPhone space. So why would you use that when you could use ours? So that's it.
I think there's a third screen. It's the games for kids screen.
Yes. I will soon find out.
Oh, really? When?
Well, this is really... No, we're not going into personal gossip news. No. Okay, so do you think that this was interesting, helpful in any way?
Can you download? Is it online?
Yeah,
is
people
it live?
said yes. Yes. Okay, thank you. FridayatSix.com, where all these videos are.
Well, then you should tell people to download it.
Oh, yeah. It's the domain is really easy. It's Might.do, Dominican Republic, for anyone asking. DO is Dominican Republic. So Might.do. It'll be available tout suite.
Yeah, in the App Store when?
As soon as Apple gives me the blessing.
Yeah. How long ago did you file to get in?
Earlier this week.
Okay, so it might take 1 week, but then it's live.
Exactly.
It might
be available, and we might launch it if we can get Mike Butcher, but that's another story altogether.
The editor of TechCrunch, but he is not here anymore. So, yeah, you have to pitch him later. So, to close this this section of the Friday at 6 show, Felix, how are you? How is Amen? I saw that you now have the Twitter handle Amen.
Yes, we got it yesterday. Amen.
what religious fanatics did you have to convince to hand it over?
We sued their ass. No, seriously. Wait, I want to show you this. So this is where you need to go to see Mike tonight.
Ah.
What?
You know, how do I get Felix involved? Because he gets all the good stuff.
I might come. I might go too. Anyway,
Okay.
so
Mike Butcher's
no.
right.
So thing is, oh, you're married. Thing is, if you the person wasn't using it much, we had the trademark. It's actually a pretty interesting side story of Amen, how we're battling over the trademarks in all the different countries. We do own the trademark for Amen in the US.
Really?
Yes. Because it was all in the category software, right? I mean, it was all bumper stickers, T-shirts, and bumper sticker, T-shirts, coffee mugs, impossible. Everything else, pretty possible. So you write to Twitter and say this is ours, and the guy isn't really using it, and it's a little bit of a process, but you can get it.
But I mean, Amen.com is still not yours, right?
Amen.com is owned by this company called FamilyChristian.com, but we're working on it. Because the interesting thing is, first when I saw it, it was this company selling, they have like stands in malls selling, coffee mugs and stuff. So I was like, they're never going to give this to us. And then we did some research. Turns out they're owned by a private equity fund in Chicago. So they might not be so unwilling to sell it after all.
Okay, but I mean, there's been a lot of rumors around the traction, especially in the US, of Amen. Is that going a bit better? Can you comment on that?
I don't think it was ever going bad, to be honest. No, I mean, I think if you have this kind of attention, and I think we maybe took a little bit of a bullet there for the rest of the Berlin startup scene to sort of get it kickstarted, but that's good. If you have that kind of attention, it's normal that there's a backslash. So people are like, oh, wait a minute, why aren't there like, whoa, what's going on there? We were very focused in the beginning, and I've been saying this from all along, around sustainability in the sense that, what are people doing that get it? So, my co-founder Florian did Twitter, and they did the same thing in the beginning. They didn't really look at they lost literally 90% of the users that went there and said, I don't get it, what's the point? It's silly, 140 characters. But the people that once they did 3 tweets and once they had 3 people they followed, they were retained. And they were really this active core community. Yeah. And it's the same with Amen. It wasn't for everyone. What happened now, we've announced a couple of weeks ago, we have a million lists now. So basically with the new version that's going to come out, we're going to create more of a passive use case like Twitter did at some point where they said like follow a celebrity or follow a brand. We're now focusing on growth. Only now, literally, we've hired a guy and we're saying like when we launched, we didn't have invite and share buttons in there. And that was on purpose because we wanted to see, does this stick or is it something that gets boring for existing users after 6 months?
Yeah, so can I conclude that, I mean, Amen as one of the companies that was really indeed, being in this hype over Berlin is also, a little bit away from this hype and now, I mean, really focusing on getting the job done and getting distraction and getting it out there?
Well, to be honest, I mean, there's a lot of things that I think Eric Ries calls it success theater. There's a lot of things that you can engage in, like adding more platforms, like, oh, Android, boom, we doubled our downloads. Well, of course you do. The question is one simple question for a product like Amen, is it viral or is it not viral? Mm-hmm. And we're really close.
Also in the US?
It doesn't matter. Virality is virality, cultural differences don't matter. Either you're viral or you're not. We don't look at demography of new users. We just look at, on average, a new user, how many other users does he bring in? It's pretty binary. You're viral or you're not. It has nothing to do with press coverage or language versions or anything.
Yeah, so how close are you to virality?
3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
No, I mean, I don't know, obviously, nothing about virality, so explain it to me.
Obviously.
Yeah, so, no, but, I mean, if you say we're close, but you cannot estimate how long it will take, how do you know that you're close?
So the thing is, I think the companies that did it well, whether it was LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook, they brought 2 things together. They build a sustainable product that, sort of is either has a clear utility or is a great time waster. It's kind of fun, or it's, like LinkedIn, it's a sort of a necessity in business life, but they also all achieved the second wave of, I've tried it out with my geek friends, and now, whoa, all of a sudden there's these other people coming in, my normal friends, so to speak. And that is something that you can only achieve out of the product itself. You can't achieve it through blog posts. You can't achieve it through, through celebrity investors. It's something that the product has to solve in itself. And you can measure these things. It doesn't mean we're only staring at numbers, because it still needs some intuition to solve problems. But numbers can help you to know where to look. So you know that, for example, I mean, one of the things, I'll give you an example that we've learned, is that you can't get viral by just doing an iPhone app. It's that simple. The user acquisition has to happen on the web. And when you looked at these numbers, like, okay, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. The Facebook people tell you that our stuff converts better than the normal stuff on Facebook. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, this is where it breaks. It's where the people have to download an app, right? So basically we're using numbers to be data informed, look at that problem and try to solve it.
Yeah, I think I got this.
Great.
Yeah, thank you for explaining that to me. Jörg, no, we have to close the show. We're almost there. One song, and then everybody can party and listen to a great performance of Daddy. Jörg, I mean, when you, you were
right?
here.
Do you know how to rap?
If you want to rap, you can rap with Daddy later on. Absolutely, we're all for it. Jörg, you were already here in 2000, leading Alando for 4 years, the rocket internet company that was sold to eBay. When you're now looking at, what Berlin is.
It's fine.
Sorry?
It was not rocket.
What?
It was just the 6 of us starting Alando.
Okay, no, so later they started the incubator Rocket Internet. I've been here since 2011, so okay, yeah, you have to forgive me for that.
Long ago.
Yes, but if you look at Berlin right now, what's your estimation? I mean, you see here, Amen as one of the examples, going obviously very well, close to virality. What do you say?
I think this is the best place to be. That's why I'm still here. I think this is the place to start companies and find good financing, good networks, good mentors.
Yeah, also good financing?
I think
still,
so, yeah. I think it's doable. A lot of money coming to the town and already a lot of angel money around. I think it's a good place.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the whole way people live here helps a lot. And the cost structure of being here, I think it gives a special like aura to starting companies that is different from other places on this planet.
That's a very nice word to end this show with. The aura here of the TechOpenAir Festival. I mean, we have seen a long day full of interesting talks. Thank you so much for being here on the stage, participating in the Friday at 6 show.